Bullet Club.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're with us before, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time with us.
Croeso I Leanne presents.
What is the strange language Leanne is speaking? It's Welsh, because we were at Dynamite and Collision last night in Cardiff. But before we get to any of that, introductions. I am Alan. This is Leanne.
Leanne Dewey. Nearly messed that up.
And this is obviously Leanne Presents, as you've seen from everything that's going on.
I will not speak any more Welsh.
This is just chaos. I kind of like, do we need to restart this or not? Because this is just chaos.
Let's go! Keep on going.
So, as you've already seen from the title card, there's probably about 20 minutes ago about this point, right? Because of all the faffing. These are going to be our predictions for AEW's All In from London at Wembley Stadium on the 25th of August, 2024. I almost went WWE for a second. I was like, oh, if I do that, I'm definitely restarting. So this is the second annual All In from Wembley Stadium. Mm-hmm. They have already announced that next year is not going to take place in Wembley Stadium. It's going to take place in Texas. Which, you know, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
they did say that it will be back in Wembley in 2026, though. So it's just, they're kind of sort of testing the waters, I think, with some stadiums in America.
We can forgive them, I guess.
Yeah, which is cool. Yeah, so as already mentioned, as you can see from my Cardiff is All Elite shirt.
It's so green.
It is the brightest shirt I think I own in my entire wardrobe.
Probably. They ran out of the black ones.
Yeah, the ones that were actually printed in Welsh as well. It's like, come on.
I was so close.
Why? I don't know why they wouldn't overprint that shirt.
I know. Maybe they did, and it still got.
Imagine, yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get the black ones with the. Can you tell me what Cardiff is All Elite is in Welsh? Do you know what that is?
I know Cardiff is Cardiff. I don't know the rest.
That's fine. No, that's fine. I did have a picture. I think someone put a picture on one of the Facebook groups I'm in, so I might pop that just here to show you what that shirt looked like, so you can see, sort of broaden your horizons, learn a bit of Welsh while you're having fun with Leanne Presents. Not to get mixed up with Sheldon's Fun with Flags.
No.
That's not us, okay? So, yeah, this is going to be our predictions for All In. These are going to be spoiler heavy for Dynamite and Collision, especially. So, Dynamite aired last night. It was recorded and aired last night, as we sort of, obviously we were there, we were live there. Wednesday night. And Collision has been taped last night, but it's not airing until Saturday the 24th. We are going to try our very best to not give any spoilers for that, because that would be a total dick move.
We'll try.
So we're going to do the best we can. Unfortunately, Leanne does have a bit of a...
I have a memory problem.
I didn't want to go that far, but yeah.
It's true.
She might get some of the matches that in the order that got mixed up and whatnot, but yeah. But I'm going to try and do the best I can to curb this down. If there is anything major spoilers that is for Collision, I'll probably just edit it. I'll just put the normal censor up. So, without further ado, we have 10 matches announced thus far. 1 on the 0 hour, 9 on the main show. I am expecting more to get announced. The one thing I will say is that Collision taping last night, there was pretty much 0 backstage segments that we saw during that particular run after Dynamite aired or finished taping. So there was no backstage segments. There was nothing to sort of insinuate there's new matches. So as it stands right now, these are the 10 matches for the event. I am anticipating more. It's very rare we get 1 match on the pre-show these days. It's usually 3, maybe more. But I do get the feeling that this is it for the main card, which, you know, fantastic. And obviously they brought all these guys over. And girls, obviously, and it'd be daft not to do something. So, starting with the 0 hour match, Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii versus Kris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. No, I did not misspeak.
That's so weird.
Stokely Hathaway in a match.
Yeah.
What?
I can't wait.
Like, I mean... can't cover that because of Collision.
Spoilers.
So there is a stipulation on this match,
where
the winner gets to choose the stipulation, because Willow and Kris Statlander are having a match at All Out in 2 weeks after Wembley Stadium on the 7th September at All Out, and it's for the CMLL. I think it's the Women's Championship. I can't remember the exact name for the title. I'll probably check it in here somewhere. But that's going to be that, and whoever wins this tag team match, the female competitor will pick what the stipulation is for that match.
The stipulation is a stipulation. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. Or I guess the prize is a stipulation.
It's a stipulation match.
Send help, please. So yeah, I mean, this isn't a long-going feud. I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try and streamline these videos a little bit more. They do tend to run a bit long because there's a lot of matches. I don't want to keep giving every sort of beat for this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Anything sort of majorly significant, I'll cover as best I can. I've kept my notes quite streamlined in the sense of that. Obviously, anyone who has been watching AEW for a while, there has been an ongoing feud. I want to say since Dynasty, when it was Double or Nothing. Sorry, when Willow lost the title to Mercedes Mone, Kris Statlander turned on her then, so that was in May. And we've kind of had this feud since then. So we're looking at about 3.5 months ish. So it's been an ongoing thing, and I'm hoping that this last match that they'll have it all out will be the kind of cap on that, because it's. I'm all for long feuds and long burns and stuff, but this just kind of feels like there's a lot of hurry up and nothing.
Yeah, it's
in that sense, you know.
A climax has got to be an end.
So I don't quite understand. I can't remember how Ishii really got involved in this. I think it was
it was literally he was standing by Willow when she was having an interview, and then also expressed a dislike for Stokely Hathaway. So now they've got they're in the match.
But it kind of feels a bit janky for me in that sense.
It's kind of thrown together a bit. They're like, well, we want Kris to tag with Stokely because it'll be hilarious. So we need a guy to go with Willow, and there isn't anyone like off the top of your head. I guess maybe Orange Cassidy. They had some stuff going on before, but Ishii needed something to do, and we want to see him.
It's always great to see the Stone Bipple.
Yeah. I think they could probably do some really interesting tag team stuff, actually. Yeah. Those two, because they've both got strength and tenacity.
Yeah, and then there's just Stokely.
He's floppy. He's a floppy man.
To say he's the smallest guy in this match or the smallest person in this match is very much the understatement of the century.
Oh, I so want to spoil this.
I know, but yeah, it's Watch
Collision when it comes
just watch
out.
Collision. Just watch Collision. Because that was okay. So I feel like we're getting a bit dangerously close to. No, it's fine. I feel we're getting a little bit dangerously close to spoil territory there. So I mean, there's nothing much else we can cover to this. Obviously, the final cat on this will be the Willow and Ishii are both members of the conglomeration.
Yes,
with Kyle O'Reilly, Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy. Okay, so. Who have you got?
I'm going Willow.
You going Willow?
I can't in all good conscience say Stokely Hathaway will win. It might happen, but I'm going Willow and Ishii.
Who am I going?
Willow?
Nope. I'm going Statlander and Stokely.
Yep.
Purely on the basis that...
It'll be hilarious.
It will be hilarious. It'll absolutely be hilarious. I get the feeling that it's going to be Willow versus Statlander for the majority of the match.
Yeah.
Statlander will obviously come in, she'll get some moves on Ishii, and it'll be like, what the hell's going on? And then Stokely will come in, and, you know, that's sort of the old chicken bleep maneuver, you know. But looking at the bigger picture and sort of looking forward to All Out as well with Willow versus Kris Statlander for that title, the CMLL title, I think it'll be better for Willow if she has a stipulation that's seemingly stacked against her and retains, because it makes her look stronger.
Yeah, true.
If Willow wins and picks the stipulation against Statlander, she goes into the match as more of a favourite, and if she wins, it doesn't really do anything for her in my mind.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's kind of the way I'm looking at it, which is why I'm kind of going for Stokely and Statlander.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the only match we've had on Zero thus far. If or when anything changes, including new matches or any stipulations to matches, we will update the description in this video down below to reflect those, and if our predictions are going to be changed at all between now and the start of All In, which is the 0 hour starts at like 4 p.m. our time, so we'll already be sat in Wembley Stadium at that point because we have our tickets for that already. So we'll make sure we'll update that in very good time, obviously. Okay, so moving on to the main show. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches on the main show. Just had to double check because I thought I might have counted. 8 of them are title matches, which means only one of them is non-title match.
So that one's next.
So the first match. So yeah, we're going to do the non-title matches first, followed by the title matches in the order.
The non-title match first.
Yeah, non-title matches followed by the title matches in the order I'm looking forward to them to the most.
Yeah.
So the only non-title match is the Casino Gauntlet match.
Cool.
And the winner of this gets a guaranteed world title shot. So there's not really much known about this one, and I kind of like and I kind of don't like this at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the graphic, the match graphic is literally just the text saying Casino Gauntlet match, Wembley Stadium, etc., etc. There's no images of the wrestlers or any of the competitors, and they haven't really said this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, etc. Because it's a whole thing of the two men could start in the match, and we saw last week on Dynamite you had a triple threat match: Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly in a triple threat. The winner is number one in the match. Usually, if you're going to be number one in a match like this, it's bad.
Yeah.
But because of the way this is, this match can end at literally any time.
This is a gauntlet match rather than like a Royal Rumble type thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So you could literally go out, and Orange Cassidy won that match. We already know he's in the match. Mm-hmm. By proxy, we know Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong's also in the match because of that. But he could go out, let's say Roddy Strong's number 2. He could go out, Orange punch him a couple of times, hit the beach break and pin him before number 3 comes out.
Yeah, as long as he can get the win before the timer ends.
Yeah, expires.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
the timer starts, and that means it can't go. But no, it would be until the timer ends and the person actually comes out.
Like, we don't even know how many people are actually booked in this match. So, I mean, there's not really much else I could say to this.
No, I think there was some stuff. Was it backstage at some point where who was it who was beating people up because of the?
No, that's fine. Yeah. So, we had some sort of interview segment with Agglomeration. So we've got so far confirmed for the match. You got Orange Cassidy, who's number 1, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
Hangman Adam Page was interviewed backstage, and he was told that he was getting booted from the arena because he was beating people up backstage. And I think the actual thing they said was uncouth behavior or something to that effect.
So fancy.
So he's there and he's getting interviewed by Renee, and Evil Uno walks past. Everyone's like, "Yeah, Evil Uno," and I love Dark Order. It's like, "Yes, Evil Uno's there." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I've just come from Tony Khan's office. I'm in the Gauntlet match. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna go to Wembley." And then Hangman attacks him from behind with a chair and takes him out. So as it stands, Evil Uno may or may not be in this match. We don't know. I kind of hope he is. I really like Dark Order. Yeah. We've not seen any Dark Order members live because they do more Ring of Honor stuff these days. But I'd really like to see Evil Uno in this match. I think he's fantastic. He's very underrated. That's it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actual competitors that we know of.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to our actual prediction, which we'll get to in a few minutes, or in a few moments, it'll only be one of these people that we can pick because we know they're confirmed. Obviously, the downside of that is there is wild cards. If other people get picked or whatever, we can change it. I mean, if you want to go for someone who's not in the match, it's speculation, but there.
If it's a surprise person, we don't count it as a loss, right?
I think so.
We wouldn't have known.
Yeah, I think so. So there is speculation that Jon Moxley might be in this match.
Cool.
Switchblade Jay White might be in this match.
Nice.
The recently expired contract from WWE, Bobby Lashley, could be in this match. And Ricochet could make his debut in this match. This is where I'm anticipating a lot. Rags. This is where I'm anticipating surprises.
Yes.
Because I think that will be a really good time to do it. And just imagine sort of 50,000 people there, and Ricochet turns up at AEW. They're going to just blow the roof off the place. You know, it's going to be great.
Give me Ricochet and Hologram in a match together.
Oh, imagine.
Give it.
Oh God, imagine. Or Ricochet or Prince Puma, depending on what he's going to go by. We don't know yet, obviously. Ricochet and Hologram tagging up against the Lucha Bros.
Yes.
I'll just grab my coat.
Bye. Hello, kitty.
I don't think I'm topping that. So, out of those 6 people that have been announced, then who do you got?
I'm gonna go with Hangman Adam Page.
Hangman?
Yes. He's so angry.
Any particular reason?
So angry.
Just because he's angry?
He's beating people up. I think that he's probably going to start the Gauntlet match before he enters the Gauntlet match, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get it, yeah.
He'll probably be already taking out the competition. So either he potentially wins it, or he is disqualified and sent away before the match even starts.
I don't think he'd be disqualified, because if it's a Gauntlet match, there's multiple people who would be disqualified.
But not like disqualified as in a DQ, but ejected from the arena and not allowed to compete.
Yeah, I see what you mean. In terms of predictions, I am also picking Hangman Adam Page. and it's tricky because we'll talk about that after, but it kind of leads into another prediction, but it's like which way they're going to go with that one.
Yeah.
You know, and you know what I'm talking about. Most of the viewers probably know what I'm talking about, but we'll get there when we get there.
It's an
and obviously,
exciting show.
The thing is with this is that the Casino Gauntlet match is not happening before that world title match.
No.
Not by a long shot. So they could still swing this one of two ways. So we'll get there when we get there. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our title matches, and the least looking forward to match, and this is probably to no one's surprise if you've seen any of our videos before. Unfortunately, in this sense, for half of the match, it's going to be defending her TBS championship, Mercedes Mone versus Dr. Britt Baker. DMD. So, yeah, Britt Baker turned up at the last pay-per-view, which was Forbidden Door, randomly.
She's back, and she got abs
She's
for
got
days.
abs for days. My God, and seeing them yesterday in Cardiff live, like, you know, you see something on TV, and you're kind of like, that's not real. That's not real. And then you see her walking out, and you're like, oh my God, I could wash clothes on those things. What the hell? You know, it's washboard abs. Absolutely. She is jacked. Oh my God, it's insane. How many sit-ups do you think she does per day?
More than I could do in a year.
Oh yeah. So I missed Britt Baker. Obviously she gave this quite a heartfelt interview or segment where she revealed that she'd suffered a mini stroke, and obviously she was away for that. She's come back. She looks incredible. She's had a few matches and she looks like she's still on form, which is great. No ring rust. And it's just a shame that it happens to be Mercedes Mone that she has to take on.
Yeah.
On the other hand of that one, obviously they're having the Brick Hit House come in with Camille joining up with Mercedes Mone. Camille is a big get for AEW for the women's division because she is incredible. She's insane. As we've seen, she's been having like the handicap matches and whatnot.
Yeah.
And just beating everyone up, and it's like, wow, this is crazy. But then sort of it wasn't really until last night where they were having the contract signing on Dynamite, and it was Mercedes and obviously Camille with her, and you had Britt Baker in the ring, and they were having this back and forth, and you're listening to Britt Baker and you're like, I've forgotten how good she is at the mic work.
Yeah,
I really do.
She's awesome.
Like her in-ring stuff speaks for itself, but her mic work is on point as well.
Yeah.
Fair play. Also, what was that chair made of? Because that thing just did not break.
It's the wrong kind of chair. In Britain, the chairs are strong.
Even the table was strong enough to hold the weight. You know, as you jumped off, it hit the chair just kind of went flunk. She kind of had to tip off the chair. Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah, so have you got any other sort of thoughts about this one?
Not really.
I mean, I guess the problem with the build-up for this is it's been a little bit go, stop.
Yes.
Go, stop. Because there was the rumoured suspension from Britt Baker. It supposedly got suspended for an incident backstage.
And then unsuspended?
But then, I mean, MJF had an interview on a radio show or a podcast or something, and he said, do you believe everything you hear? So I'm kind of wondering if that was completely false.
Maybe.
So we'll never get the truth of that, I don't think, is the thing. But it is what it is. So all we know is that Britt Baker wasn't around for a couple of weeks. So be it, whatever. In that case then, if we got nothing else, who do you got?
Britt Baker.
You going Britt Baker?
It might be wishful thinking, and maybe I'll make this my wish pick.
You obviously know who I'm going for then, because it's Mercedes Mone. Absolutely no doubt Camille will get involved in this. Mercedes Mone will keep it because she's a little spoiled brat. She probably, if I'd imagine Tony Khan would go to her and be like, yeah, we want to drop the title to Dr. Britt Baker, and she was like, I will walk out with this company with this title like she did with WWE.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out, bitch. Obviously the thing of this is that Mercedes Mone won't be a gracious winner. She'll have Camille beating up Dr. Britt Baker. But then that does open the door, depending on the injury status, for a return, which again would blow the roof off Wembley Stadium. Jamie Hayter.
Yes.
Because they were they were partners. They were in that group with Reba or Rebel or whatever she was calling herself on a weekly basis. And I could just see that sort of happening, and that would be a really good time. Obviously, Jamie Hayter's from England.
Yep.
And I think that if she's ready to come back, now would be a very good time to do it. And then you could end up sort of having an extended feud between the four of them, or the 2 versus 2 kind of thing, you know. So I really want to see Jamie Hayter come back, because I think Jamie Hayter was great. I'm gutted she got injured. Yeah. Cool. So moving on to the next match then. For the FTW for the world title, Chris Jericho defends against Hook.
Oh.
Somebody's sending Hook.
Ow.
Rag, stop biting.
Thanks. Off you go.
Don't make me send Hook on you.
Being a naughty.
So we did see Hook on Dynamite last night.
Yeah.
And he came out and Big Bill choked the loving hell out of him. Choke slammed the loving hell out of him. Knocked his dressing off as he landed as well, because he obviously has got the burnt eye thing, which was nuts. Can't go any further than that.
Watch Collision.
Well, yeah, watch Collision Saturday night. I guess technically Sunday morning from the UK. Yeah, I'm liking the feud, but I'm also like, I just want this to be done now.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like the build up for Willow and Stat. It's been going for a few months.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho's had the title for 224 days, but today, as of today, and that's 4 months. That's how long it was beaten, and the Hook's still sort of coming after it, and it's just like, right, I think we might need to maybe move this on a little bit now. So obviously they've taken out Shibata, who is obviously now back. Hook got taken out with that fireball. Samoa Joe got taken out with a forklift being run through the wall because he's got to film season 2 of Twisted Metal.
Mm-hmm.
He plays Sweet Tooth in Twisted Metal. And it's just like, okay, well, now we got Hook back and he's got the fire bandage thing on his eye. And okay, yeah, great, awesome. It's good to see Hook. But I just feel that it's, I wouldn't say stagnating. It's just like not really going anywhere right now. It's just kind of stuck in a limbo state almost.
Yeah.
Having Taz sort of ejected from the building, and Taz is getting more and more PO'd every week it happens, and he's like, "Come on, again!" So, and that's really cool. But I feel that Taz needs to be in commentary for this match.
Yeah. And
regardless of the outcome, if Hook wins or Jericho wins or whatever, sort of some interference will happen in the match, obviously with the rest of the learning tree with Bunny Hunter, Brian Keith, and Big Bill. And I feel that Taz has to get some sort of physical altercation in somewhere, whether or not it's against Brian Keith or Big Bill or even Jericho himself, because he detests Jericho in the storyline. I don't know, but I feel that Taz absolutely needs to do something, because that's the way it seems to be heading, because he's getting more and more and more hot-headed.
Yes, agreed.
But yeah, I'm ready for this feud to be done. And I do wonder if Shibata is going to turn up and help. We know Shibata is in the country. I do wonder if Samoa Joe has finished filming or not, and if he might turn up. But I wouldn't be betting on that one, because it's Twisted Metal is not a film; it's a TV series. Okay, Rex. Oh, hi. Okay.
It's on your notes.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, have you got anything else on this one?
Oh, I think it's going to be fun.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
The crowd's going to swing it one way or the other. So
do you think so? Last year at All In, I watched All In again. Last year's All In. Just recently again, just for refreshing sake. And obviously Hook was involved in an FTW match last year where it was the exact same situation where Jack Perry had the title. Do you think we're going to see a car on real glass? Cry me a river?
Might have a repeat.
Maybe. Yeah, anything else?
No, I'm good.
Who you got?
Hook.
Let me just put an L there. Cool.
Reds to win.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. I think Hook is going to win. He's going to take the title back. Jericho doesn't need the title.
No.
But I do feel he's put an emphasis on the title and carrying it in his stature, and people will be like, oh my god, he should retire. And there was a lot of people chanting, please retire at Cardiff last night for Dynamite when he was wrestling Tommy Billington. And it's like, come on, really? Like, I'd like to see you get in the ring and face Jericho and run 10 rounds with him, because you won't, Yes, he's not in the best shape of his life, but he's also in his 50s.
Yeah.
Like, come on. He's in better shape than I am, and I'm not in my 50s, So, yeah, cut him some slack, for God's sake.
I think potentially he could take the learning tree kind of aspect a bit, I guess, further in a way, and actually be more mentor to the other guys and have them doing the fighting, and he's more in the background a bit. Yeah,
like, let's go for the tag titles. Let's go for the Ring of Honor tag titles, or whatever. Yeah, so
rather
you could do that,
being the front of the fight all the time.
Yeah.
Be a way to go.
So, yeah, I think that's definitely the way to go. And obviously Jericho's 30-plus years of experience. You've got to respect that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Can't write notes.
Well, the problem is I can't remember what the next match is.
So we moving. We gotta move the kitty.
I need my notes, kitten.
We gotta move it. Hello.
It's okay. I got it.
Oh no, what's
I got
happening?
it. Okay. All right, you're making a note of that first. Okay, so yeah, making a note of that.
Distraction technique.
Okay. Next match we're going to talk about then is the second women's title match on the card, and that is Timeless Toni Storm defending her AEW Women's World Championship against Mariah May.
Ooh.
Was that ooh or boo?
Ooh.
Just checking.
Just ooh, no buh.
Oh my god, this has been fire. This feud has been straight up fire. Like, I know we haven't seen Toni Storm as much, but like the whole gimmick that she's been running, where she's kind of mentality is fracturing, she's in sort of mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's insane. It's insane. It's so good. And like sending that picture to Mariah May in the ring, and it was that massive print, and it had like the picture of them two hugging, or is it like Toni Storm holding and embracing Mariah May on the back? It said "Die Mariah, die," and I'm like, oh my god, this is really ramping up. And then obviously she's right behind her. She starts beating her up, and it's like, oh my god, this is so good. And then last night at Dynamite, obviously Toni Storm beat Saraya for the title. She went into a title. And I'm on to you. She beat Saraya for the title to retain her title to go on to Wembley to defend against Mariah May. And who turns up behind her? Mariah May. Like, it's great because you can see everyone's looking at Toni Storm, and I happen to look behind, and I'm like, Mariah May's behind her. Mariah May's in the ring, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, and she clocks her and starts beating her up, and it's like, oh my god, this is great. This is so good, and I'm really excited to see this come to its sort of head at All In.
Yes.
But I'm also like, maybe a couple more weeks would be nice.
Yeah.
And obviously seeing Mariah May win the Owen Hart tournament, that was great. I think she definitely deserves it. She's put a lot of hard effort and a lot of hard work into getting to the point where she's at. She's improved massively, and she's done really good stuff in the ring. The promos have been straight fire. They've just been so good. And it's going to be interesting to see, obviously in Cardiff, Toni Storm was the favourite. And Mariah May did get booed because she was getting attacked from behind and whatnot. But as we saw in Cardiff, and no spoilers, things didn't always go as they planned, and one of the heels was getting cheered a lot.
The British crowd will
and
just
they weren't expecting it. Now I'm wondering, Mariah May being from London, a lot of Londonians are going to be at Wembley.
Yeah.
Are they going to be cheering for Mariah, or are they going to be cheering for Toni?
Mariah's a bit of a...
It's a hometown gal.
Anti-hero in a sense. I think she's like, although she's clearly the villain in this scenario, she's also standing up for herself and being like independent, and people loved her throughout the storyline, and this is a lot of people are gonna still be rooting for her.
She fought and clawed to get her adulation of Toni Storm, and then it happened. Everyone's like, oh, this is the best thing ever. I
won't be disappointed if she wins.
No.
I'll cheer for Mariah May, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be cheering for Mariah May because I don't mind Toni Storm, but I do feel that the Timeless thing is running its course a little bit, and I feel it needs to be changed up. And obviously, having this mental breakdown and the sort of cracks in the psyche and whatnot, that is changing it up.
Yes,
but I think it needs to be changed a bit harder. You know, I think it still needs a bit more of a course correction.
But I wonder if this is on the way to that. You know?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This could be that sort of final straw that broke the camel's back almost. You know. Anything else for this one?
No.
Who you got?
Mariah.
You going for Mariah May?
Yes.
Who am I going for?
Mariah.
All day long. Mariah May all the way.
Let's go.
See what I did there? Yeah, absolutely. I think this would be stupid not to put it on Mariah May right now. Because this feud has been great, and the work that she's been doing has, like I said, it's been straight fire. It's been so good that I think she deserves to have a shot at running with that title.
Yes.
Sort of, I just want to point out that a lot of these matches, the way that I've sort of put them in the order, it was very difficult.
Yeah, I bet.
To come up with the order.
I bet.
The only one that I feel could be bum is Mercedes Moné, but Britt Baker's going to carry it.
Yeah.
Every other match is going to be a great match, you know. Okay, so next we move on to the next title match. And it's a 3-way tag team championship match, which sees the EVPs, the Young Bucks, defending against FTR and the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
So fatal 3-way? No, that doesn't work. Triple threat. Oh my god, my brain. Triple threat match for the tag team titles. We've seen that obviously Acclaimed won the right to have a title match. And they had their match on Dynamite last week, and there was some interference. Out comes the Acclaimed for the FTR for the save. They ended up causing a disqualification. And then the Acclaim kind of took exception to it.
Mm-hmm.
So then there was a match on Collision between FTR and the Acclaim to say, right, well, who's going to be the number one contenders at All In? Let's see who's going to do that. And then it went to a 30-minute time limit draw. And this is how we've gotten to this point. And as soon as I saw that thing, I was like, right, this is where we're going. It's going to be a triple threat. And that's where we went. So obviously the Young Bucks are stirring the pot constantly, and it's absolutely incredible. I love it. Just absolute heels. Like, I love the Young Bucks. I'll always, you read their book and you can't not help but like them, and they're just such great people, you know. I do, obviously there is not as much in the way of title defenses recently, but that is because they've got X amount of dates on their contracts. That's not the Young Bucks doing, that's Tony Khan's doing. And he's been keeping them away from title defenses to probably stack up for different dates, and he's got a plan, is the thing. So, but yeah, so we're going to see this triple threat, and I think it's going to be great. I was concerned that we are going to have the Young Bucks versus FTR again. All In, which I didn't want to see again because we saw that match last year. I don't want to see that again. It's not like WrestleMania, like, you know, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes 2 years in a row, John Cena versus The Rock 2 years in a row, Triple H and Undertaker versus each other 2 years in a row. I hate that, and I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, checking the Acclaimed Union was a good idea. I do feel that I would have rathered a different team in this slot apart from those two, though. I think you probably could have picked Lucha Bros, you could have picked Top Flight, BCC. You could have picked so many teams to go into this that I think feel a shot, because it always seems to be FTR's always in the title picture. Acclaim's always in the title picture, and it's like, oh god,
getting
please,
to that repetitive kind
it's
of
getting
thing.
to WWE levels almost. Any other thoughts on this one?
It's quite an interesting matchup in the sense that at the moment all three teams feel like heels. That everyone's being very arrogant and self-entitled and angry at each other. So it's hard to, there isn't like, it's not normal face versus heel kind of stuff. So it's interesting dynamic, and I think everyone's going to be cheating, and it'll be a train wreck probably.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with the triple threat, you can't do disqualifications.
Yeah,
but you're going to disqualify, right?
True.
So obviously, Acclaimed have Billy Gunn in their corner. The Elite, as it stands right now, Kazuchika Okada does not have a match at All In unless he's in the Casino Gauntlet. He could be in the Young Bucks corner as well.
Yeah.
Jack Perry's obviously got a we fought Claudio Castagnoli on Dynamite, which was another great match, by the way. Yeah, if you haven't seen that, go watch that. It was so good. Jack Perry's got a match, so I doubt he'll get involved in this, but Okada, if he's not doing anything, he'll be... The only one that lost in this one is FTR. They don't have anyone in their corner. No. So they could be severely outnumbered in this one.
Yeah, very true.
Unless Cash Wheeler's brought his... you know what? Never mind. Those who know.
Moving on.
Who have you got?
Bucks.
Yeah, any particular reason?
I just can't see the other two teams holding it right now. It just doesn't. It's a feeling.
Yeah,
it's a feeling.
I mean,
Young Bucks have still got some stuff they can do, being champions and EVPs.
At this point last year, we had FTR as the champs, and the Young Bucks failed to capture the titles. I firmly believe the Bucks are going to retain as well. I just want to put that in now before we go any further. I think you're right. Like, Okada did not lose spots for Dynamite. He did not lose the Continental title at Dynamite. Jack Perry's obviously defending his TNT title, which we'll cover in a moment. And obviously the Bucks are the tag team champions. I still feel there's a lot more that could be gained from this Elite storyline. Yep. And I think pulling the titles off of the Young Bucks right now is a bad idea.
Yeah, it'll just pull the rug out from under them.
Not only that, FTR and Acclaim seem to have a massive rage on for destroying each other.
Yeah. So let that play out.
I get the feeling the Bucks will just be like, have fun and step back.
Yeah.
FTR and Acclaimed will be so focused on wrecking each other, the Bucks will just sweep in and steal it somehow.
Probably.
That's what I see happening.
Yeah. They might not even turn up until like halfway through the match. Who knows?
Imagine this sort of just they'll have Acclaimed come out first, then they'll have FTR come out, and then the Bucks will come out and they'll just go and sit on commentary.
Yes, I'd love that.
That'd be great. Yeah, so I think that's going to be a good match. I was really tied between putting this higher up, and it's like, oh my god. Yeah, okay. So moving on to the next match then. We have defending the TNT Championship in a coffin match. Jack Perry's defending against Darby Allin. They announced this match after Blood and Guts. So Blood and Guts happened. It was obviously Elite versus Team AEW. Darby was on Team AEW. Jack Perry was on Team Elite, obviously. as a part of the Elite. Cry me a river. I love that phrase. It's so good. I might get that tattooed on me, actually. I probably won't, but... so they end up sort of having Jack Perry handcuffed to the cage. In comes Darby Allin with some gasoline, and he's like, if you don't quit, I'm going to light you on fire. And then I think it was Matt Jackson was like, stop, you're going too far. I quit.
Yeah.
So he did it to save Jack Perry from being lit on fire. And obviously that then led into this match at All In. And it's not quite a... Like, if someone come up to me and said, right, this match will be made a coffin match, I would be all going, Darby Allin's done this. Darby Allin's put his stamp on this. It was Jack Perry that did it.
Yeah.
By attacking Darby Allin, I want to say it was Dynamite, nearly literally just ramming this trunk casing into him after trapping him under a door, and then basically saying, you want it, so you've done this, I'm going to destroy you in a coffin match. If you're man enough to accept. And then it was like, oh God, this made official.
Yeah.
Coffin match. Second year in a row. Last year it was Sting and Darby against Swerve and Christian Cage.
Yes.
This year, it's a straight 1-on-1. Well, for the most part.
We'll see.
Jack Perry, the scapegoat, defending his newly minted title against Darby Allin. I cannot wait for this. It's going to be great. Like, everyone's like, oh God, I hate the Elite. I hate Jack Perry. But you go and look at the Jungle Boy stuff and you look at what he's doing now.
It's a whole different...
And it's like, obviously, a year ago, CM Punk thing happened and Jack Perry was suspended for it. Yeah. And then he turns up in April in New Japan Pro Wrestling and he sort of aligned himself with House of Torture. I think him going, and like this whole thing with Punk was probably one of the worst things in his life, being suspended for that.
Yeah.
And having to stay at home and not having to come back and do what he loves to do. But then going to Japan and taking that leadership under the House of Torture with Kanemaru and Sho and all those guys and Evil. And it's like, I think that really did him a world of good. Oh, and I'm absolutely loving Jack Perry right now. He's just so good. And I love House of Torture anyway. But this has just been an absolute shot in the arm for him, having that scapegoat and coming out with the goat it's so good. I'm wondering if he's going to have some sort of special entrance, which would be really sick. I really want to see that. And obviously Darby Allin is just going to push the limit because he always does. Always does. Like I said, I watched last year's All In. He does a coffin drop on the coffin outside, or casket, or whatever you call it, outside of the ring with no one on it, and it just buckles, and he's like, oh my God, that looks so painful. And it's just, he's willing to do so much crazy stuff to his body. And does he need to do it? Probably not. He does it for the enjoyment of the crowd and the people watching, because he knows he's putting all of his heart and soul into it. And that's the appreciation for that is incredible. He might not be one of my favorites. I think that he's got a lot of work to do on the mic, which is why they teamed him up with Sting. Because when he cut that promo saying he wants a TNT title shot, that was not a good promo, Darby. That really was not a good promo. But he can go in the ring.
Yes.
You know. Yeah. Any thoughts on this one? Oh, actually, let me just, when I say about the newly minted title, there was a video uploaded by Jack Perry to his social media feeds, Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of stuff, of him taking the TNT title, taking the front plate off, using materials to make a mold, smelting a new plate, painting it, attaching it to the strap, flicking blood all over it. It's very evil.
Yeah.
In terms of New Japan Pro Wrestler Evil. Pro Wrestling.
Not just plain old
Wrestler
evil.
Yeah. Leader of House of Torture. Because he almost did the same thing when he was going to face Moxley at, I think it was Dominion, for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He stole the belt from Moxley and spray painted it black.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, that's just desecrating the belt. That's seen as like, oh my God. And that's kind of what Jack Perry is doing.
Yeah.
But he's also making it custom.
Yes.
And he did all that work himself.
He did.
That's insane. Genuinely. That's crazy. It's so much more respect for him. You know, like, I just can't. Anyway,
and it looks so good.
It really does. And he sort of sat there, and you can see him looking at it, and he's got this like red paint or something. He just goes, yeah, that's done. It's like,
perfect.
What? Perfect. Yeah. So yeah. Any thoughts on something?
Nothing that hasn't been covered. Yeah. It's going to be so good.
Yeah.
Both these guys are incredible, and put them together, there's no way it's not going to be a banger.
And again, this was really, I really wanted to put this higher, but I can't because the matches that come after this are just like, oh my God. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Anything else? Sorry. Yeah. I've read my notes and I've lost my train of thought. Who have you got?
Jack Perry.
Picking Jack Perry.
I'm picking Jack Perry.
That's a surprise. Okay. Any reason why?
I think that his trajectory is in the right place.
He's just doing this, yeah.
Darby Allin's had his spotlight, and I mean, it's not like he doesn't also still deserve the spotlight, but give someone else a go. Jack Perry's there, and taking it off him at this point. He just customized it. Come on, you can't take it off him after he's just customized it. So yeah,
cool. Those
reasons.
Who am I going for?
Jack Perry.
Damn straight. Scapegoat all the way. I really hope they got some sick Scapegoat shirts at All In as well. Yes. That'd be really cool. So, okay, I think there's going to be fire involved with this at some point.
Yes.
It'd be stupid not to, because obviously Jack Perry's been set on fire once already by Darby Allin at, I think it was Double or Nothing in the Stadium Stampede.
Yeah.
I think it was that one. Was it Anakin in the Arena? Might be Anakin in the Arena. It was one of the two. No, it was Anakin in the Arena. And obviously he was threatened with fire there. What if he flips the script the other way around and sets Darby Allin on fire this time?
Set the coffin on fire.
Or flaming tables.
Flaming coffin.
Ooh, yeah. Fans will probably take exception to that one, because that could be too close to Kane and Undertaker from Royal Rumble 90. I want to say 8.
Okay.
Where Taker was trapped in a casket and Kane took it up to the thing. He used an axe to chop a hole in it, poured gasoline all over it, and set it on fire. This WWE marks, you know what they're like? Oh, they copied that. Oh, he's done 25 years. I know, right? I know. Just enjoy wrestling.
It would be fun.
It would be fun.
On fire and coffin drop through it.
It would be fun. So the only thing that's kind of irking me with this one is that supposedly Sting is on his way to London. So I'm hoping he doesn't get necessarily involved. Yeah. Maybe he's just going to be like...
He might just be sat in the audience. Might be on commentary.
He might even just film a vignette with Darby Allin and say, go get him, kid.
Yeah.
You know, that would be cool.
That would be background support as he goes out.
That'd be cool. The other thing that's making me lean away from Darby Allin...
Yes.
Blood and Guts has a unique thing with 2 rings, right?
Yes.
What happened on Rampage that week? Do you remember?
Nope.
Royal Rampage? The 2-ring Battle Royale?
Yes.
Yeah? Who won that?
I can't remember.
Darby Allin won it.
You see, memory problems.
Okay, Darby Allin won it. What was the prize for it?
Was it a championship match?
A championship match at Grand Slam.
So it would be the same thing.
A world championship match at Grand Slam. I would not be putting the TNT title on Darby Allin
if he's going to go
for a world title. That's me.
That is a very good point. I'm happy with my decision.
That's what's swinging me that way.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've never really been a fan of champion versus champion. Like when they did Ospreay versus Swerve, with Ospreay still had that international championship. I wasn't a fan of that. That belt should be being defended on its own merit instead of having that champion in that match. And I know I understood he won a gauntlet match to win it, but
yeah, I feel like if it's champion versus champion, you should have a very specific storyline that leads to that.
Yeah, I've never been much of a fan unless there's a story to it.
Yeah.
Like Brock and Roman, for example. Slightly switching gears. Obviously, that was a unification match. That was a build-up to WrestleMania. And that's, fair enough. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, great.
It's got purpose.
This doesn't lead into that. That one with Will Ospreay and Strickland didn't lead into that for me. And I felt that was a bit...
Yeah, fair.
Okay, so the next match we're going to talk about then is the trio... How am I going to say this? The Trios Championship London Ladder match, which sees the Patriarchy defending against the Bang Bang Gang, aka Bullet Club Gold, even though they changed them, I hate that, versus the House of Black, versus As To Be Determined. So,
what makes it a London ladder match other than it being in London?
I think that's literally it. I need to adjust my mic. There's going to be some noises. Hang on. Okay. I think it's just that. It's London ladders match. Are they going to
have phone boxes around the place, or
I doubt it.
A Beatle?
I doubt
the Beatles London, or is it Minis?
Minis.
Neither.
No, the Beatles are from Liverpool.
In the car.
I know. No, it's I think a mini is generally seen as it.
Just having an afternoon tea in the corner.
So this sort of obviously the Patriarchy got involved. They injured Switchblade Jay White. Obviously CD Christopher Daniels, acting on behalf of Tony Khan, stripped the Bang Bang Gang of the Trios titles to put them in a match against the Patriarchy. The Patriarchy cheated to win. They're the Trios champions. There was a lot of uproar over that. The House of Black state their claim, saying they want their titles back because they never really had a rematch when they lost it with the Acclaimed last year. All In, funny enough. And it came down to the Acclaimed versus the House of Black. Christian was like, "Oh, I've set the match up for you. The winner of that match gets a title match at All In." I'm the referee, by the way. Dirty bitch. So he ends up doing a double 10 count. Well, he gets to 9.
Yeah.
He boots, I think he kicks Buddy Matthews between the legs, drops him down, counts to 10, rings the bell, double count out. Nobody's going to All In. Christopher Daniels is like, no, that's not going to fly, mate. Instead of having one team, you're now going to have to face against 3. And like, if I'm going against House of Black, I'm already kind of like, oof, those guys are dangerous. If I'm going against the Bullet Club Gold, I'm already like, oof, those guys are dangerous. We know who the 4th team is. Anyone who was at Collision last night saw the taping. There's a match made on that show. The match graphic has been put up. I don't know if it was shown at Dynamite, actually. It has been shown. It's going to be Top Flight and Leo Rush versus Blackpool Combat Club's Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta teaming up with Pac. So one of those 2 teams gets put into this spot in this 4-way match, in the London Ladders match. Oh my God, we're going to see a ladder match. I'm excited for this.
Ladder.
I just hope it's not the same ladders they used as last year when Penta went up. And because I was watching it back, he went up the side that wasn't runged. He went up the one of the support struts that shouldn't be stood on. That's why that ladder buckles so hard.
You need a ladder match. You need ladders you can climb both sides.
We did. The one thing I will say is we did see a ladder last night during the Collision tapings, and that looked like a sturdy boy. It was a big boy too. It was a tall boy. Yeah, so I'm excited for this one. People are probably like, oh, why have you put the trios match higher than sort of the TNT or the women's title match? Because of the teams.
House of Black.
House of Black, my boys. Bullet Club Gold, my boys. Patriarchy, I do like Christian Cage. I love to hate him. Kill Switch.
I want to see Luchasaurus's turn
Kill Switch.
in London.
Kill Switch.
I want him to be back
Kill Switch.
to Luchasaurus. I want him to change back at London. In front of me.
Well, you should call it now, because I called it with Clash of the Castle and Dom turned on Rey Mysterio and Edge.
You did. That was an amazing call.
That was great.
Maybe it's here. It's a big show.
Maybe.
It could happen.
Maybe.
It's been brewing.
It has been brewing.
Technically,
but...
Kill Switch isn't one of the tag team champions.
No, it's Mother Wayne.
Mother Wayne is. She's got the belt.
Wait, does that mean if she goes up the ladder and pulls the thing off, does that... Oh, God. Oh, God. That literally just popped in my head. Oh, God. But if that is the case, and Julia Hart, obviously, has been out with an injury since Dynasty when she lost the TBS title to Willow. She was dealing with an injury before that. She dropped the title to Willow. Been out since April. She did put up an image on her I think it was Twitter, it might have been Instagram. One of her social media feeds last week, a new picture. And she's calling herself the Princess of the Dark Throne. I really want Julia to make a comeback at All In to really neutralize Mother Wayne, because that would be sick.
Yeah, that would be.
Like, can you imagine the crowd? Like, they're going to wait until it's dark. Yeah. Obviously, like last year, it was the match before the main event. This will probably be around the same time after the sort of sunsets, unless they keep the roof closed. But I doubt it because of fireworks and whatnot. But they'll just drop the lights. Everything will go black. She'll be under the ring or something, and she'll pop up. The lights will come back out, and it'll be like, "Oh, it's Julia!"
Yeah, oh, so cool.
I really want to see that so bad. Yeah. Any final thoughts on this one? Obviously, don't mention the 4th team. We don't want to give Collision spoilers.
I would say that out of those 2 teams, the wildcard teams, I can't see either of them. If whichever one gets in, I can't see either of them winning it. I feel like it's maybe a distraction, a bit of a throw a spanner in the works kind of business, but I don't think they'll win it. I
mean, if you break that down, right? So Top Flight and Leo Rush both can do amazing stuff with ladders.
Oh, yes, for sure.
We've seen that in the past. Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Pac, they are really good at throwing spanners into anything that they will. Tables, ladders, chairs, straight matches, anything you want to do, they can do it. So yeah, both these teams are credible entries into the match.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't think they're credible enough to win out over... any of the 3 previous.
Essentially, they could turn the tables, but not in their own favor.
No, it's a ladder match.
There'll be tables.
Probably, yeah. Cool. Who have you got?
Oh, it's tough. It's really tough. I am going to go with the patriarchy.
Yeah.
Especially with that realization that if Mother Wayne is actually the holder of the championship, Maybe. I don't know if it would work, but it may be.
Can you imagine her climbing up the ladder and Brody King is just like...
What are you going to do? You're going to tip her over? You have to have Julia tip her over.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm kind of thinking, that Julia's going to make a comeback. It'll be that neutralizing factor. They'll brawl to the back, and then it'll leave it to the actual core patriarchy.
Yeah.
This is the one I'm really tied on, because I don't want to bet against the house, but I also don't feel that the patriarchy have held the titles long enough.
You're going to do your... The special business, I can't remember what we call
Desired result.
That desired result.
No.
Nope.
I'm going to go patriarchy.
Okay.
Obviously, if I do change my mind after having a think in between now and the start of All In, I would said, as I said, I'll change it in the description down below just to show that it's been changed. That hurts me by betting against the house. It really does.
It's not the first time, is it?
No, I know. And the last time I bet against the house, they bloody won.
Yeah. That's like the whole reason we've got the desired result now, isn't it?
I know, but yeah.
We shall see.
Okay, so next match is probably not the one everyone's thinking they're going to go for. Defending the AEW World Championship, Swerve Strickland versus the American Dragon Bryan Danielson in a title versus career match. And I'm starting to get chills just thinking about it.
Yeah. It's big.
It's not big. It's freaking kaiju size. It's gigantic. It's huge ramifications for both guys, really.
Yeah.
Because if Swerve loses, he's lost his credibility with the title.
Yeah.
If Bryan loses, he's done.
Done. No, never wrestles again. I think that's what he said.
Yeah. Obviously, the last few weeks we've seen people like Jeff Jarrett, Eddie Kingston, trying to
motivate.
Even Swerve's been doing it.
Yeah.
Trying to motivate Bryan Danielson, make him sort of non-blasé about the whole thing. So I think I just got hiccups.
Oh no.
It's fine. So it's and Swerve, obviously they're calling him the most dangerous man in the company right now, because he kind of is, because he will literally do anything, whatever it takes to retain that title.
With a smile on his face.
With a smile in his face and a skip in his step. Because he is ruthless.
Yep.
He's cunning. He's maniacal.
Swerve.
Whose house? Swerve's house. And he's friggin' awesome.
Yeah, he's really
I do love Swerve. I think he's great.
There's just something about his presence, like seeing him live.
Yeah.
It's just something.
And it's like when Bryan won the Owen Cup, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
all right, okay, yeah, I would have rather seen someone else, okay, because I figured they were going to Hangman route, but they didn't, which, all right, fair enough. It was very middling. The build-up was very middling, and then Swerve kind of goaded him and said, put some effort in, and that's where this career decisions come from, and that's where Bryan Danielson was like, right, okay, well, if I don't win, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna quit for good.
Yeah.
Which I think was big stakes.
Yes.
Really big stakes. I think that's fantastic. It's a great move. But obviously this makes that decision for who I want to see win very difficult.
Yes.
Because historically I've not been the biggest Bryan Danielson fan, or Daniel Bryan in WWE even. I've not really been a massive fan of him.
No.
Is he a great wrestler? Yes, can't deny that. Do I find his gimmicks entertaining? Not really. I find him a bit bland. With his plaid shirts.
I much prefer him heel.
Oh, yeah.
He can do a good heel.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah. But I think Swerve just is really on an astronomical rise right now. Yeah. And I'm like, do I want to see Bryan Danielson retire? I don't think so. But do I want to see Swerve lose the title? No, I don't.
Yeah.
So it's very much like,
it's huge.
It is huge. And it's I kind of wonder, regardless of what happens after this, is there going to be an amicable like handshake and a show of respect? I do get the feeling there will be.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether it's Swerve losing the title to Bryan and admitting that Bryan could beat him, or Bryan getting defeated by Swerve and saying, look, you end my career, fair play, you're my last match. And that was, I have no doubt whatsoever that this match is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely no doubt about that at all. Yeah, and obviously since that career sort of thing has come in, Jeff Jarrett's goes in there, that title, that match, the all everything goes kind of match. And Daniel's not had many matches because it is known that he needs surgery on his neck because his neck is buggered. Again, Britt or Bryan, right? And it's just like, oh my god, really? So if Bryan doesn't win, he retires. But if he does win, how long can he feasibly keep the title for? We don't want another CM Punk on our hands.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, oh, this is almost rock in a hard place, you know?
Because it's already known that he's going to be giving up full-time wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So having the title when you're not a full-time wrestler, I don't like it.
I'm not sure where it's been bandied around, but I did see something that Wrestle Dream is his last actual contractually obligated date with AEW.
Yeah.
And that's on October 12th.
Yeah. For me, as soon as they put the career on the line, that sort of solidified it in my mind. It's not like that I want Bryan Danielson to never wrestle again, but knowing if he gets the title semi-retiring, it doesn't make sense.
No.
And if the alternative is he never wrestles again, we know that he's a family man, and he genuinely seems to want to take time off and spend it with his family. So it doesn't feel that far off something he'd want to do anyway. And it doesn't mean he can't ever be support at ringside or coach some guys or go on commentary. He can still be in the business.
Yeah. He could probably take that William Regal route of the Blackpool Combat Club when they started and be the mentor almost.
Yeah. The danger is a lot of people that say they're done, they're never going to wrestle again, they come back. So, and they not always should. So I feel like if this is what he wants to do, if this is the route he's going, and they follow through, it's got to be it.
Yeah. I mean, Sting has.
Yeah.
They follow through with that.
Yeah. As in, like, 10 years down the line, don't come back.
Yeah, no. I think, and obviously, because he made the promise to his children, and Bryan Danielson did put a thing on, I think it was Twitter, and he said, like, his family's going to be his wife, his kids are going to be there, and it's going to be the sort of, he mentioned about his daughter sort of saying, I want you to be at home and spending time with us. And then Strickland comments going, I got you, Birdie. And it's like, oh my God, that is such a heel move. That's amazing. But it's like, it's not even like he's trying to be a heel. He's just spitting facts, you know? Even like last night at Dynamite with the whole thing that was going on with those two and the sort of back and forth and that, Bryan Danielson coming out and looking really fired up in that promo, and the censor guy was like bleeping because of the F-bombs getting dropped. That was great. It was so good.
So good.
Yeah, if you've got other thoughts, who have you got?
Swerve to win.
Oh, Swerve to win?
Yeah.
You sure?
I am sure. Okay. Yeah, I really feel like that's the way to go.
Yeah. What am I going for?
Swerve?
I'm going Swerve as my desired result.
Oh.
I still feel that there's a very high chance that Bryan Danielson might take it.
Okay.
Which I really don't want to see that, to be honest. Because if you're going to have Hangman Page win the Casino Gauntlet match, it's not going to be Bryan Danielson he wants to face. It's going to be Swerve. So is Hangman going to come out and interfere to stop Bryan winning?
Ooh, maybe.
Just to have Swerve for that title.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then that leads us on to the last match of the night. It's time for our main event.
Last of the night.
Of the predictions. Defending his AEW American Championship is Maxwell Jacob Friedman against the Billy Goat, Will Ospreay.
Oh my God.
That crowd last night. I'm just getting chills thinking about it.
You know what I've realized from being a Dynamite and Collision is when I'm excited, I can't figure out what to do with my fingers. And there's multiple occasions I went to do a symbol and my hands just did something completely different. I was like, oh no. So I've given up trying.
just need to get into the habit of just throwing the crown.
Like really think about it and then do it.
You gotta cross over.
I've gotta like consider like when no one can see, and once I've matched my brain to my hands, then I will do it.
I always get the thing of like, am I gonna go to give someone a thumbs up, but because of Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'm gonna put the wrong finger up? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, what else is there to say about this? This build-up has been crazy. MJF beat Will Ospreay in a 59 minutes and 58 seconds match for the International Championship.
Without breaking a sweat.
Oh, bollocks.
Apparently.
Bollocks. He cheated as well, little bitch. After he's obviously put Daniel Garcia on the shelf because he's a little Yeah. Almost all. I caught myself. Almost. And MJF, to be fair, he has been literally full heel mode again.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been great in that aspect. Like, I love to hate MJF because he's such a douche.
He knew how to rile up a Cardiff crowd, I'll tell you that.
Do you know who else did? Chris Jericho.
Yes.
I'm in Cardiff, England. Oh, that got him a lot of booze.
That'll do it.
What did MJF say? All you Welsh need to go over to England and learn to speak because I can't understand a word you're saying. Like,
pretty sure there was some stuff about football as well.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, the one that had me was what was the name? What was that guy's name? Something Jones or something. I'm gonna make like Barry Jones, was it, or Barry something? And
Barry Scott.
Barry Scott. That's it. You tell I don't watch adverts. So I'm gonna make like Barry Scott, and I'm gonna make you bang disappear like dirt, something like that.
Dirt is gone.
That's it. Yeah.
Everyone's Silly Bang.
Silly Bang.
Yeah. Everyone knows the Silly Bang ads.
Oh, that was funny.
Barry Scott, who shouts everything, apparently.
That was funny. It's just great. And again, it's sort of Will Ospreay. He's made no bones about it. He's autistic. He has learning difficulties, but he can still put one hell of a promo.
Oh yeah,
my God, he is so good. And having MJF to play off of, it just makes it even better. Especially when MJF is talking about his wife and kids.
Oh yes.
Oh my God, that was dark.
That
was dark.
That's so good.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see when ITV in the UK air Dynamite if they bleep out the word that Will Ospreay says, because there's a pretty big swear word which wasn't blanked on the streaming platform. Is it Fight or Trill or whatever the hell they're calling themselves these days?
Yes.
But they bleeped all the F-bombs, but not that one, which is potentially seems worse than the F-bomb.
It's all about perspective and opinion, isn't it?
Yeah, so that obviously broke into a fight, and MJF got the ring on, and he sort of cracked Ospreay in the face with it. He went to hit the Tiger Driver. I can't remember if security stopped him. No, I think he did hit, didn't he? I can't remember. I honestly don't remember. There's so much going on. I don't remember. But obviously in the back then, you had Bryan Danielson go up to Will Ospreay, and he's like, he deserves it. Do it. And that's going to be the linchpin of this match, the Tiger Driver.
Yeah.
If Ospreay hits it, MJF's done. If he falters, MJF's got it.
Yeah.
So that's the trick of it. The
Tiger Driver is the thing that injured Bryan Danielson, wasn't it? That's right.
Well, injured. Yeah.
Storyline.
He was injured before that, but in the storyline, that's what did it.
Which is the whole reason that Ospreay hasn't done it since. Yeah. So if the person that got injured from it is telling you should do it, I mean, he's got permission. He's got to have.
But is he going to see it that way, though? You know, that's the thing, because you can kind of see the cogs going. He was like,
"Hey, it's one thing being told to do something by Don Callis, a whole other thing being told to do it by Bryan Danielson."
I liken it to if you go back in time and have a chance to kill child Hitler, do you do it?
Oh gosh, that's a whole.
Because A, it's debate. A child, but B, it's Hitler.
Yeah, but is sin still sin if you haven't done it yet?
But that's what I liken it to, isn't it? You know, the Tiger Driver. That's what Will Ospreay sees that as. It's a sin. He shouldn't be using it because it can end careers. But on the other side of things, MJF is Hitler. You know, he's wrestling Hitler.
Well, that's in the storybooks now. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so excited for this.
It's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so freaking good. I don't think it's gonna go an hour. It's probably gonna go about 40, I reckon, and it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, they've got a lot of matches to fit in. They can't spend an hour.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be great. Who have you got any thoughts on this? Any other final thoughts?
It's gonna be so good. That's all I can say.
Who you got?
Ospreay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any reason why? Because there will be riots if he doesn't.
Yeah. This is literally he's in London, he's an Englishman.
He's literally from Essex. It's just up the road. We've
literally got an England versus America match going on, and just for that fact, they gotta have England win. They gotta.
See, the thing I'm torn about on this one, and I'm going Ospreay. Okay, I am going Ospreay. The thing I'm torn about with this is that MJF hasn't had the title for long.
No, that's very true. And he has changed up the title.
Yeah.
And like I said before, is it worth taking the title off someone when they literally just personalized the thing? But it's not the American Championship.
It's supposed to be the International Championship.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's this is going to be an interesting one. I do feel Ospreay's going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm right.
So what if, right, Ospreay wins it back, but he changes it back to the International. But then MJF says, well, you're clearly not the American Championship, so I am. And then he still goes around with the American belt.
Maybe, yeah, that could work.
Something around
along
those
that could
lines.
work. Because then obviously the downside of that is that the only way I see MJF winning this is if a certain other wrestler is sticking around, because they haven't apparently come to contract negotiations of sort of haven't come to fruition yet, and he hasn't signed a new contract in October's contract up. Daniel Garcia.
Right.
He's going to want justice for what MJF did to him. And what better justice than taking that strap off him? That's the only thing that's kind of like in my head. Yeah. The other side of things is they could still lean into he's injured, he can't go, but he turns up at Wembley and distracts MJF.
Yeah.
Letting Ospreay win, so that's kind of a way of getting his justice almost.
Yeah.
It could go either way. That's the thing. It's like, oh my god. And this is what I love. It's like WWE is nowhere near this kind of in depth.
I'm gonna sneeze.
And then, like, you always get the sort of the marks going, oh well, the stories are crap, blah blah blah. But you look at the build-ups to some of these matches. It's been crazy.
It's so good.
So good.
You don't need as much of a storyline if you've got that bigger barn burner of a match going.
Oh,
but they still do it.
Oh yeah. Cool, yeah, so that was our predictions. As I mentioned before, if anything changes between now and the start of All In, the start of the 0 hour at 4 p.m. British summertime, we will update the description down below. What's your least looking forward to match on the
card? Excuse me. Steele's notes. Oh, goodness me. It's just too many good ones. Mone and Britt Baker.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. And it's not because of Britt Baker.
No.
It's obviously because of Mercedes Moné, because she is way overhyped. She is not as good as she thinks. She's not as good as anyone who likes her thinks.
I don't like
her
voice.
Perfectly honest. I don't like her voice. Her promos suck. Her in-ring work is nowhere near as good as she thinks.
But Britt Baker's so good.
Britt Baker's going to carry this match, without a doubt.
It could still be a good match.
And I absolutely hate that we have to put Britt Baker in the not looking forward to match.
I'm not going to say it's a not looking forward to.
Or at least looking forward to that.
Yes. It's the bottom of a very strong pile.
What's your most looking forward to match? This one's a lot more difficult.
Oh my goodness. MJF Ospreay.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that one. Usually it's I'm just going to I get Leanne to say her prediction first, because she will otherwise be kind of led on by what I'm saying.
Easily influenced.
That's the word.
I have a terrible memory.
And that's why I always let her go first. I've already made my decisions for most of the parts.
Those of you keeping a list of my flaws, make sure you go.
It's like Dean Malenko. You're not the woman with 1,001 more moves. It's 1,001 flaws. I'm joking.
Two.
What's the other one? Actually, you know what? Don't mention that. No. Let's not go there. We're a PG show. Let's keep it PG.
The memory thing. You forgot.
She has 3 flaws. Yeah, no, I think this is going to steal it. I think Swerve and Bryan it's obviously going to be the main event. It's going to cap off the night. It's going to be amazing. But MJF and Ospreay is going to be a very tough act to follow.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we will be back with our reactions at some point. We get back on Monday.
Yeah.
We have a wedding on Tuesday. Don't know what time we're getting back Monday yet, so we don't know when the reaction video is going to go up yet. So just keep an eye out.
Also, they might be slightly different to our usual ones because we're at the event live. It's always a different atmosphere and different literal perspective. So it might not be the same. It might not be exactly the same as usual.
Yeah.
But that might not be a bad thing.
Yeah. But they will come out at some point.
They will.
Yeah. Takes away, Len.
Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you for sticking with us so much. Please like this video if you liked it. Hit subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we drop more videos. Follow us on socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and X. You can find our link tree in the description below, which will take you to all of those places. Let us know if you're going to be at All In.
If you see us walking around, give us a nudge. Say hey.
Don't give us a nudge. Give us a wave.
Yeah.
I don't want to be elbowed, but high fives or something.
Give us a United Empire. Give us a scissor.
Give us a guns up.
Guns up.
One of those. But let us know in the comments. It'd be fun to see if any of our viewers are hanging around. So you can let us know that in socials or in the comments below. Join in the conversation. Let us know what you're looking forward to the most. All that good stuff. That's everything. Cool. Until next time.
Ospreay.
Bye.
Bullet Club.